Tonight on CTV3 News, a man from the north is accused of having sexual intercourse with his stepdaughter. The Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association and Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association call on BSI ESR and the BCFA to reach an agreement. Prime Minister John Brusenia speaks on the work of the Commission of Inquiry tasked to modernize the sugar industry. First Bee Symposium held here in the north, and the PM pays a visit to the NHI primary health facilities in Orange Walk. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, November 30th, 2023.
Movies are dreams. That you never forget.
The lights change how everything looks. It's hard to find our house.
Ours is the dark house with no lights.
In this family, it's the scientists versus the artists.
What kind of movie are we gonna make?
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to. What was your favorite part?
How to win $1,000 cash per branch.
Install or update to Express Plus streaming app. Also win another $1,000 cash per branch. Update your account balance up to December. Update your personal information to get your e-ticket. Drawing date January 5th, 2024 on the Despierta Belize Morning Show. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Centaur's family.
Movies are dreams. That you never forget.
The lights change how everything looks. It's hard to find our house.
Ours is the dark house with no lights.
In this family, it's the scientists versus the artists.
What kind of movie are we gonna make?
You stop making movies, it'll break your mother's heart.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You do what your heart says you have to. What was your favorite part?
Good evening. With the news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. The Northern sugar industry today celebrated the launch of an innovative program which seeks to boost cane yields within the industry. While stakeholders celebrate this achievement, however, uncertainty continues to plague a timely start of the 2023-2024 crop season scheduled for the second week of December. With no commercial agreement signed between the BSAFA and the BSI-ASR, leaders of two of the other associations, including Vladimir Puk of the Corozal Sugarcane Producers Association and the chairman of the Progressive Sugarcane Producers Association, Cosme Hernandez, are calling on all parties to consider the entire industry when deciding the way forward.
Well, there's a lot of concern, no? Especially the uncertainty of the crop. It's been the third year we have been dealing with this. Internationally, I think it's very shameful for us to be dealing with something that for 3 years and nothing has changed, right? And we ask the government to please look at it, right, from another angle. We as CSEPA also, we have a valid commercial agreement, right, in which we also have a right to deliver, right? And by them doing any stoppage or something, it deprives us from that, no? And we are really taking it seriously, no? To request legal aid, no? To see how this can be aided, no? For us.
So your farmers are ready to start the crop?
We are ready. We need to be ready. We're looking at the very good prices that there is in the world markets at this moment, right? And I don't think it's a time for us to be losing every day, no? Once the crop is called, I think that everybody wants to deliver their cane, right? And we wish to do so.
Estoy viendo, como dicen, la luz allá al final del túnel, porque entiendo, y bueno, no sé si es oficial todavía, a través de los medios de comunicación he escuchado de que la BSF está interesado en firmar para un año, sea extensión o un contrato nuevo, no sabría decir. Pero el reto más grande es el comienzo de la zafra. Y cada año lastimosamente estamos en la misma situación. Y puedo decir que no es por lo mismo. A veces son distintos factores que ponen en riesgo el comienzo de la zafra. Hoy en día, que estamos viendo con las lluvias, los torrenciales que acabamos de recibir, y los cañales no están listos, las carreteras no están listos. Yo pienso que es un trabajo que debemos de hacer en equipo. Necesitamos, para comenzar, los que puedan cosechar necesitan tener acceso a esos cañales. Es verdad, se ha hecho un estudio que hizo el CTV3 y estoy de acuerdo con lo que ellos dicen, que la caña todavía no tiene su madurez, pero nos ponen contra la espada y la pared porque hoy sabemos que México acaba de abrir sus puertas para trabajadores beliceños y guatemaltecos. ¿Qué significa? Que si no comenzamos este mes, posiblemente cuando queramos comenzar no va a haber cortadores, ya que hace falta los cortadores. Entonces todos estos factores nos ponen en una situación que al final del día debemos de tomar la mejor decisión para la industria. Yo siempre digo, no es el cañero que viene primero, si viene primero la industria, porque podemos poner al cañero primero, pero si no tenemos industria de nada sirve. Entonces las decisiones que tomemos es la industria que tenemos que pensar primero.
Prime Minister John Briceño today also weighed in on the standoff between the two entities, which he says has extended for far too long. Looking at the benefit of the entire industry, Prime Minister Briceño today called on the BSAFA to sign an agreement which would allow time for the Commission of Inquiry to be formed and carry out their work within the industry.
That's a long-standing issue and challenge that where the BSAFA has been refusing to sign a new contract. I think what's important to point out that this is a private transaction, and as much as the government will want to wear the BSAFA or anybody, we cannot get involved. It is a private transaction, We are doing everything to support the industry. We are setting up a commission of inquiry to see where we can improve our productivity, what are the steps that we need to take to increase profitability in the industry. But a commission of inquiry only makes recommendations. And so, I mean, it's important for all parties to understand, for the cane farmers to understand, and for BSI, that the commission of inquiry will only give recommendations. I am urging the BSAFA to sign a 3-year contract so that they could have some sort of sense of stability for the next 3 years. And then that will give you a time to be able to, for the commission of inquiry to go through its process, to come up with some recommendations, and then to see what can be implemented and what cannot be implemented. Again, the government is prepared to support the farmers as much as they possibly can, just like we're prepared to support the factory. Because at the end of the day, if the sugar industry, if we fail in this industry, it affects everyone. If we succeed, all of us benefit from these efforts.
Now, while the BSAFA has gone on record to stipulate government's position that a new crop season is unable to begin without a signed agreement between them and the miller, PM Briseno says there are other associations which also need to be considered.
I am not aware of it, and I don't think that's something that the government can do. I think that, again, this is a commercial agreement, and you also, BSAFA is not the only association. You have 3 other associations, and if the other 3 associations have cane to deliver, and the cane is ready to be able to deliver, then we need to start, because of the unpredictability of the climate, that, you know, sometimes we think that it won't start raining until towards the end of May, June. Sometimes now we're seeing that it starts raining from early and it starts raining for a long time. So we need to take advantage of it to be able to take out the cane as quickly as we possibly can, and we should not allow anybody to hold back the delivery of cane to the sugar mill.
PM Briseno today also set the record straight in terms of the role of the proposed Commission of Inquiry into the northern sugar industry. While the government remains committed to having the commission form, the PM says there are other factors that are also in play.
The Commission of Inquiry can't go into the personal business of the cane farmer BSAFA, nor of BSI. The Commission of Inquiry is appointed by the government, by the Prime Minister, actually. And then we try to come up, we have been asking all the players to give us some ideas as to what you want to see in the Commission of Inquiry. And based on that, we're going to come up with the terms of reference to be able to move this forward. But this has, I want to put on record, and I want to assure the cane farmers that it is not the government that's holding this back. And so we've been prepared to do this a long time ago. But some associations, and I don't want to mention which one in particular, continue to be changing the rules or continue to be changing their ask. And that is why we have been holding back. But the important point to make is that the government is committed to setting up the Commission of Inquiry for us to be able to take a holistic look of the industry, how we can modernize it, how we can improve yields, how we can improve the production of sugar from cane, and what other possible byproducts can be produced to be able to make the industry a more profitable one for everyone.
The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, the biggest in northern Belize, has never quite seen eye to eye with BSI ASR. Most recently, the BSAFA has suggested that instead of a 4-year interim agreement as proposed by the miller, it would prefer a 1-year interim agreement under certain conditions to facilitate the Commission of Inquiry with ample time to engage in its investigation. With the ball now on BSI's side of the court, we asked Agriculture Minister Jose Mai for his input on the current issue.
Okay, there are a number of things pending.
The first is the commercial agreement. The second is the commission of inquiry. The third is the fair trade matter pending. And right now, fourth, the opening of the crop. We want to open the crop. We all want to. But opening the crop is not dependent on emotions. It's not dependent on who has the biggest body parts. No. It is dependent on a technical matter. The first one is the mill ready? Does it have its equipment ready to start? Are the turbines ready to start? Two of them. The second part to that is, do we have enough sugarcane out there to start the crop? Because the second part is very important. Because the mill can open whenever they want. But if you do that, farmers are farmers, and they will start deliver cane even if the cane is not mature. And even though the mill can open the gates because it's their mill, the farmers bear 65% of the cost of that. So if you open the crop and you start to deliver low quality sugarcane, it is the farmer that gets affected in two ways. One, it is inefficient to run a mill below its capacity. The cost, the operating costs remain the same, but you're milling little cane. The operating costs remain the same, and the farmers pay a part of that. One. Two, the quality is affected. And when quality is affected, farmers get affected. So we have to forget the noise in the market and all the sentimentalism and all the emotions and focus on the technical aspects. I know that there's a problem with the farmers and BSI and even the Ministry of Agriculture, but we have enough technical people employed to tell us exactly how much sugarcane is out there to start the crop. That is our job. They are trained for that. We don't decide that on, oh, I want, you want this. I don't know. We are going to focus on the technical aspect of this. And then we make a decision. If there is enough cane to start, we start. If there is not enough, then we don't. But it's based on that technicality.
As a cane farmer yourself.
So, after all the technicality, will the crop season be delayed this year?
I think that our boys are in the field right now. What they're saying to us, it does not appear that we have the amount of cane to sustain. We have 1 month supply, 1 week supply of good cane. If we open the mill, there's only 1 week supply, then the mill dips in milling. The first thing they'll do is blame the farmer. See, they don't get enough cane. And if the quality is inferior, they say, see, I'm going to submit, I'm going to deliver poor quality cane. But this affects the farmer in two ways. The farmer pays 65% of some of the operations of the mill. So when your operations are fixed, you can mill, say, full 5,000 tons a day, but you're only milling 2. Your costs are fixed. People go say, well, that's a BSI business. No, it's not BSI business. It's not. The farmers pay 65% of some of the costs. So they have to see with it. And secondly, the quality is affected. And the quality affects everybody. So as a Minister of Agriculture and as a technician, that has to be taken into consideration.
A man from here, the north, will be spending Christmas in prison after he was charged with incest and the sexual assault of his stepdaughter when she was just a minor. The alleged victim is now nearly 16 years of age. The 32-year-old was read charges in the Belize City Magistrates Court for 3 counts of incest dating back to March and September of 2022, when the victim was 14 years old, and a further 2 counts of sexual assault for kissing the minor's lips on 2 separate occasions. in November 2022 and January 2023 in an allegedly sexual manner. No plea was taken from the stepfather, and due to the nature of the offenses, bail was denied and the stepfather was remanded into custody at the Belize Central Prison until January 30, 2024. 6 Brazilian nationals busted in Belize illegally are on remand at the Belize Central Prison until they are to be extradited back to their home country. Carl Osman Miranda dos Reyes, 56, Luciano de Oliveira Alves, 53, Marcos Vinicius Braz de Silva, 27, Rafael Moreira Gomez de Arwago, 28, Simón Miranda Verissimo de Silva, 35, and Leah Cristina Santos Oliveira, 42, all appeared in court on Tuesday unrepresented. They were each read a charge of illegal entry. The group allegedly crossed over into Belize from the banks of the Mopan River on November 27th. They were all given a non-custodial sentence and fined $1,000 plus $5 cost of court and ordered to pay forthwith or spend 6 months in prison. A removal order was granted at the request of the Immigration Department. The group was busted aboard a Valencia bus passing through Hattieville. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology and partners today launched what is being called the MORE program. The program promises to evolve the way education is presented to students.
I think maybe about a year ago, I think I was having a day where, I was hearing a lot of complaints from people about not about education, but generally about, how we are in Belize. We very often lament the fact, man, this is Belize, only in Belize. We hear that all the time. And I think a lot of people feel that, we've accepted a level of complacency in our country, a level of mediocrity in our country. And I want us to reject that. So I challenge my team at the Ministry of Education to say, listen, from our corner in Belize, from our space at the Ministry of Education, what can we do? What can we do to send a very clear message to our education community and to the country that we can do more, we can be more for Belize? So that was the challenge I gave them. They took it and ran with it. We have a tremendous staff and team. And we started with our programs at the Ministry of Education. So how can we, we're committed to inclusion, ensuring that our special needs children and others feel fully included. So how can we be more? We challenge our schools. How can we be more inclusive? How can we be more digital? We know that technology is at the center of education now and moving forward. So how can we ensure that our schools are more digital and embrace technology? How can we, be more innovative and creative in our schools, in our classrooms? How can we make learning more exciting? How can we encourage students and inspire students to want to come to school, want to learn? How can we be more healthy? Another important component of our work at the Ministry of Education. We've launched the National Healthy Start Feeding Program across the country. So we want to ensure that our students are leading active lifestyles, that they're eating properly, that they're developing healthy habits, not only for school but for their lives. So, that's a part of where we are, and that was really the reason and rationale behind this program. And so now, we launched it today, and what we want to do now is encourage all our schools across the country to get actively involved with the Be More campaign. There are many, we have platforms, we have many platforms that they can engage with. We have a website. So I think it's an exciting initiative. We want to do our part at the Ministry of Education to ensure that we are producing positive, productive citizens of this country.
The MORE program is now one of 5 active programs that the ministry is engaged in. The good news is that any learning institution can sign up for the program.
8 activities under each of these headings, and schools can participate. There are many, many different ways that they can participate, and they win prizes and it's an entire campaign. So as I said, I encourage them to visit the Ministry of Education's website, visit the 501 Academy, and there they will find all of the information, relevant information, as to how they can become involved in this very exciting program. Last year, this year we expanded to 5 additional schools in the south of Belize, and then we have gotten approval for the new financial year, the new budget coming up in March of next year, to expand to 12 additional schools across the country. So we'll have 21 schools enrolled secondary schools in that program. It's not just about free tuition. I always make this point. It's all our wraparound services, free education, free tuition, healthy meals in school, digital devices, transportation, infrastructure development of these schools. So it's a strong, deep commitment to transforming our education system.
The MORE program was developed by Christy Almeida at the Ministry of Education and her team.
Impactful, because we've seen campaigns before. There's posters and stuff, and it doesn't make much of a difference. And then, ironically, at the time, UNICEF had a program on communication for behavior impact. And I went to it and I came back and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what we need. This is how we're going to make this happen. We spoke again to UNICEF, and Carlos Quiroz and I ended up going away for a month-long training on communication for behavior impact. How do we make sure that we see measurable and real change? Think about it like this, in a nutshell. We know smoking is bad. We educate people. Everybody knows smoking is bad. Yet we still walk down the streets and people are smoking. So education or telling people something will not make the behavior happen. We have to take a different step in order to make them decide to act, and keep up that behavior. And that is the challenge, right? How do we make that happen? And so when we came back from it, we looked at it and we said, all right, how are we going to make this happen? And using some of the same strategies from the training, involving all the ministry units. We interviewed everyone. We had one-on-one sit-downs. We got feedback from them. We even questioned some teachers and some principals. So we used all the feedback and to develop this program to make sure we have measurable change, that we're collecting data, and that it's all positive. This isn't about negative. This isn't about forcing more work on a hardworking teacher or on a principal, but just about encouraging them to highlight stuff they're already doing and maybe giving them ideas on what else they can do that can be simple. Because there's so many times I'll go to a school and this teacher's like, oh, I'm doing this and this is great. And I go to another one, I'm like, this one's, and they're like, oh, I could do that. Yes. A lot of times we're not sharing information enough. And so part of this is going to be about sharing the great experiences and great initiatives and activities that schools are doing with each other and hoping to encourage just positive action so that we get more from people.
The program has been constructed to benefit both primary and secondary school students. Coming up next, we take you to CMJC for the first ever Bee Symposium. Stay tuned.
¿Cómo ganar $1,000 en efectivo por sucursal? Instale o actualice la aplicación de Transmisión Express Plus. ¿Cómo ganar otros $1,000 en efectivo por sucursal? Actualice el saldo de su cuenta a diciembre. Actualice sus datos personales para obtener su boleto electrónico. El sorteo será el 5 de enero del 2024 en el programa Despierta Belice. La gerencia y personal de Centar le desea a clientes y amigos una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo.
Sign up for Smart's Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Sugar industry stakeholders, including farmers, the millers, and government represented by Prime Minister John Briceño, gathered at the gala launch here in Orange Walk Town to witness the official launch of the Agro Pro Smart Sugarcane Support Services. As we told you on Wednesday, the project seeks to offer replanting services to farmers, including technical support, land preparation, smart planting, post-planting, maintenance, and credit offered under a payment plan. This project, according to Country Manager for BSI, Mac McLachlan, has been in the pipelines for many years and is finally coming to fruition at a time when the industry needs it most.
We as an industry need to keep moving forward. No sugar industry can just stand still. That's fatal in this industry. We have to keep moving and we have to keep improving. There are a lot of things we can do in this industry, across the whole industry, to help to improve the overall benefit of the industry and the viability for everybody in it. We're very keen on that, and that's why this program is important. This is ASR resources that are coming into Belize to pay for both the capital equipment to do services for farmers and also the credit required in order to input those services. And it's structured against a credit repayment scheme which is very reasonable and supportive of making the inputs at the right time, which is a hugely important thing. As Sean said, this isn't competition to anyone. This is trying to make the viability of farmers better and therefore improve productivity of the cane farm, which frankly we need as an industry. This mill cannot survive with the cane productivity at the moment. We need to bring in more cane to this mill.
The primary goal of the project is to boost cane production, which has been a challenge for the industry for several years.
The primary goal is to combine various farm services to cane farmers in one package. It merges proper agrocredit through provision of replanting and ratoon maintenance services with the technical expertise to ensure that the farmer gets the right service. Rather than being provided with cash, BSI will undertake all the farm services for the farmer in a one-stop shop. If the farmer would like to replant his or her field, the program will offer to prepare the field, to provide the cane seed, to plant the cane, to provide post-planting services, and maintenance. The farmer will then repay the loan over 4 years with a 1-year grace period. There is a finance cost included in rates, which is leveraged against the company's own cost of borrowing, which we believe, combined with the rates offered for the full service package, farmers will find Agro Pro very attractive. Our field personnel will provide technical advice on preparation, planting, and fertilizer requirements. We will offer new cane varieties to make the cane farm more climate resilient. We will also prepare the fields to allow for mechanized harvesting if the farmers so wish. You might be asking yourself as well, why is BSI doing this? The simple answer is, we need more cane. Sugarcane yields in the north are one of the lowest in the world, and we have seen a drop in cane supply. In addition, with the market changes in the EU, it is critical that both field and factory see greater efficiency and lower cost of production.
As a northern cane farmer himself, Prime Minister John Briceño says the project is one which the industry can benefit tremendously from.
I think it's a very good program the Agro Pro program will be able to help our farmers to replant their fields. As they just pointed out earlier, that that we have been growing less cane as opposed to be growing more cane on our land. The productivity has decreased considerably, and both have been affected by climate. At one time we had a drought in 2019 on to 2020, and in 2021 we had flooding. So it is important for us to be able now to use, as I said, science and technology. Gone are the good old days when you just literally throw the cane there and then come back 1 year later to cut it. We have to make sure that we put the proper drainage, that we use the proper implements that are going to be used. And so Agro Pro is giving that opportunity to our farmers. At one time, I remember when I was growing up and used to drive a tractor, all farmers felt that they have to have their own tractor, their own trailers, their own implements, and it was a waste of capital. With Agro Pro, you don't have to be able to you don't need to buy your own truck, your own tractor. You can contract that out, and then to be able for it to be planted professionally and with the expectations in that your yields are going to increase considerably.
As a government, Prime Minister Presenia also pledged support for the project and the goal it seeks to achieve.
As many farmers as possible. They need to take advantage of this opportunity for them to be able to increase their yields. As I pointed out earlier, COVID-19 taught Belize a very painful lesson when we were depending too much on tourism. Tourism still continues to be the main driver of the economy, but agriculture also can play an important role. And what BSI is doing with Agro Pro is going to assist our farmers for them to be able to increase their yields, and then for the industry as a whole to grow. We would support, and I'm sure that that Minister Mai, along with the Ministry of Agriculture, would do everything possible to support this program.
New, however, the project was met with mixed reviews from the leaders of the various farmer associations, who say there are both pros and cons to consider.
It's a program that is well welcomed by the cane farmers, right? I myself, as administrator of the CSCPA, well, I'm very pleased to see that the mill will now be able to aid cane farmers in these difficult times, especially with climate, right? And also the banks, well, they are the ones that will benefit the most. After all this cane is going to be harvested, well, they will be the ones that will be farmers will be servicing their loans, right? So it's something that will change a lot the way we normally do business.
Los últimos años hemos tenido diversos retos y este programa realmente apoya al pequeño productor que quiera crecer como tal. Estamos viendo lo más importante, que el precio de la caña es favorable este año y hemos tenido y seguimos teniendo retos con equipo, que incluye tractores, que incluye sembradoras, mucha falta de mano de obra. Entonces esta oportunidad con tecnología muy avanzada, yo creo que sirve para que el pequeño productor pueda subir su producción, especialmente por acraje. Una producción que últimamente el rendimiento ha sido muy bajo, y si lo comparamos con países de alrededor, sabemos que estamos haciendo muy mal con nuestra producción. Esta oportunidad que nos están proveyendo, yo creo que debió haber entrado muchos años antes, pero como dicen, nunca es tarde para hacer un cambio, y el cambio hoy tenemos esa oportunidad como cañero. Yo personalmente, yo puedo estar involucrado en otro tipo de negocio y siempre tener contratado los servicios que están proveyendo por el ingenio.
Yo creo que había un programa anterior que le llamaban Research hace unos años atrás, y pues era un poquito más diferente, pero casi tiene como un 80% de lo que era en ese tiempo. Hoy con en la presentación que han dado, pues ya ves el precio que va a costar. Pienso yo de que puede ser que para algunos cañeros funcione y para algunos cañeros no, por medio del financiamiento de ello que va a ser, el terreno que el cañero tiene que poner y el esfuerzo que tiene que dar. Así es de que sí puede ser para algunos cañeros que pueda funcionar, pero no para todos.
Today marks exactly 1 month since the National Health Insurance (NHI) was launched in the Orange Walk district, and to date there are more than 21,000 Orange Walkenians who have signed up to be members of the program. With the first 30 days of the program now completed, today Prime Minister John Brusenda did a walkthrough with the 3 primary health facilities in Orange Walk. Seeing residents access the service offered under the NHI program, according to PM Bresenio, is the catalyst of the efforts of Plan Belize in striving to offer quality, affordable health care for all Belizeans.
That was quite exciting to be able to visit the 3 clinics that have been registered as NHI providers. The point is that as it is right now, I think over 21,000 people from the Orange Walk district have already registered, and because of that, now the clinics are starting. They just started this month to provide the primary healthcare services. What's exciting about it is that now people are realizing I can register to the NHI, I can go to my primary healthcare provider and do basic x-rays and blood works and so forth. Even mammograms, when they're saying that you pay $300 for mammogram, you only pay $30, so you do it at a greatly discounted price. And this would then allow us to be able to work with our citizens before they get sick, before it becomes serious. For instance, say like with cancer, for instance, as one example, or for the people with hypertension and diabetes, that we can keep them early and be able to give them the necessary medication that they need, and what is it, what kind of lifestyle change that they may need to do. It's an exciting program. And so then that also releases the pressure at the Northern Regional, so that when you used to see hundreds of people lining up at Northern Regional every day, because of the NHI, you no longer have to go to the Northern Regional. You go to your primary healthcare provider that is registered at NHI, and they give you the service. And then, if it is something more serious, then they refer you to the Northern Regional Hospital, or if you want to go to a private hospital and doctor, again, that would be your call. It is exciting because now we're getting the private sector along with government to compete to provide a good service.
Each of the 3 main facilities, including Northern Medical Specialty Plaza, La Asunción, and Clínica Nueva Esperanza, launched their services on November 1st, seeking to offer a wide range of primary health services to its members.
Under the NHI program, we have many services that we're able to provide to the registered patients. We have use of ultrasounds, we have x-rays, we also have lab testing being done. We also have pharmacy. We have the use of certain procedures like EKGs being done. We also have dressings and sutures depending on the services needed by a patient. These services, though, we do have a catalog that we work on. So it's a variety, yet we still have a little limitation onto what we can do. The one thing we don't offer as yet is specialist clinic. We're only doing general consultations at the moment, which include general consultations for children, adults, and the elderly. We also have a link with BCVI. Elderlies and school children get to benefit from the NHI program. Also, the NHI program is, how can I say, it's beneficial for the public at a very affordable cost. Normally, whatever the pricing is for a study, you only pay the 10% if you are between the ages of 6 and 60. Patients under 5 and patients 61 and above get the services completely free with us under the NHI program. But you need to be registered with us for you to be able to get the services with us. And so far, we've been getting a good number of patients. I mean, if you will see today, we have a couple of, well, not a couple, a few patients waiting for consultations. And the reception has been good. People have been coming to consult, and people have been coming to register as well.
People are very pleased. They are confident that they are getting quality service at an affordable price. Since we started, people are indeed using a lot of the ultrasound and also the X-rays. I am actually getting referrals from other clinics also, so they are taking advantage of our services, especially ultrasound and X-ray.
Each of the facilities have committed to expanding the service they provide to residents. This, according to Prime Minister Briceño, ensures that government's investments translate to quality service for all Belizeans.
I met a number of people, one of them a family, and the gentleman, when he was leaving the clinic, he looked at me and said, "Boy, Johnny, this is the best thing you could have been doing." He said, "I come right here and, I just paid a few dollars to be able to get a good checkup." He says, "And I commend you, I commend the government for doing like that." And I saw other people that I know that they're saying that they're excited. They say, "We're happy that we're having NHI." I know the National Health Insurance is an important part of Plan Belize, and we said that our goal is to be able to expand it countrywide by 2025. We had a slow start because of COVID and the economy and the finances of the government. We still continue to struggle with the finances of the government, but we must commend Dr. Marco Tulio Mendez, Dr. Daisy Mendez, and Dr. Ramon Figueroa and their team as to how they have looked at the services that were being provided. And for instance, like in Corozal, the same budget that the previous government provided for NHI, and only for a portion of Corozal Bay and I think it's Corozal Southwest. With that very same budget, we're providing NHI services for the entire district of Corozal and providing even more services for them. It's a matter of management. It's a matter of ensuring that we get the best bang for our tax dollars that we're spending.
In Orange Walk, residents are reminded that they can register with any of the 3 service providers, including Northern Medical Plaza, La Asunción, and Clínica Nueva Esperanza. The school grounds of Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College were today inundated with visitors, government ministers, and other department officials as the first ever National Beekeeping Symposium was held. Topics included beekeeping status in Belize, pollinators, honey production, integrated pest management, traceability system, adaptation to climate change, among others. While it is the first of its kind, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, Jose Abelardo May, says that Belize has set the precedence in Central America when it comes to agriculture, and for that the ministry is proud of the collaborative work being carried out daily with all stakeholders.
The Ministry of Agriculture is operating on a plan. This plan, which is from the farm to the table, is a plan under Plan Belize. So under that plan, our aim is to increase the production of our commodities. Honey is one of them, and all products that are with the honeybee industry. So as you will see, the records show that from 2018 to 2022, we have increased the number of apiarists or apiculturists by 100%. We have increased honey by 75%, and we've increased the number of hives by 75%. And so we can see that starting to go up. But what we need to do is to be more efficient and to diversify even that small base. Instead of only doing honey, doing the other products that can be manufactured from honey and the honey bee products. You have pollen, you have the propolis, there are soaps, there are shampoos, there are creams that are made, cosmetic products that are made, there are some dietary products that are made, and so we are diversifying that subsector, increasing it and diversifying it for the tourism sector. And that is going very well. We have to reach a point where we can be self-sufficient in the honey we consume. And after that, then we have to look at exporting the excess honey we have.
With the tourism sector ready for Belizean honey, today's symposium outlined the importance of honey producers, the product and the byproducts derived from it.
We have improved our packaging, we have improved our labeling. The bottling looks very attractive. The tourists like it, the tourism sector, and BTB is supporting us. But we will reach a point where we can't sell anymore because we've saturated the market. And when we get there, we want to be prepared. So what do I mean by being prepared? We can no longer sell honey the way we used to sell it 30 years ago or 40 years ago when I was a kid, right? You take Texaco drum, recycle Texaco drum, right? You burn the drum, get the oil out, wash it in superwater, right? Fill it with honey, put it in a 40-foot container and send it to Europe. That no longer is the case. There are standards to be met. There is traceability to be implemented. And so we're preparing for that. That's why Orissa was here today. They have an excellent traceability program where the producers now will have to be trained to do things in a way which is expected by the standards, to meet the standards. And it begins in the field. It begins in the field with the apiaries, the type of lumber you use, the treatment the lumber has, the management practices, how you harvest, the environment that you are conserving. All these go into that standard package. And so we're preparing for that. And it has to be traceable. If there's a container of honey that has something in it, we should be able to trace back that honey up to the apiary where it came from. And so we are preparing for that. We're not waiting for that moment to come where we have so much honey we can export to start working on standards. We're not doing that now. And so I am satisfied with the ministry, people who are working in this sector. I think they've done a lot. This symposium is very important. There are doctors from Mexico. There are experts from Mexico who are training people today. We have our own in-house experts who are training the farmers here today. And so I think it's a very good place to be. We just finished an excellent training in cattle production. It's going on, as a matter of fact. They are visiting the fields today. But we have tremendous agriculture potential. We have not exploited it. And so that is our challenge. We need to exploit the capacity we have in agriculture without damaging the environment. And that is what we have to do.
I know the ministry has been investing a lot in
Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College is one of the institutions that is currently involved in honey production. While the investment is risky, Dean of the institution, Hugo Gonzalez, says it is an opportunity for students to venture deeper into the agriculture sector.
I am very grateful to Minister Jose Abelardo Mai for allowing this event to happen and for us to be the honored host to have the Ministry of Agriculture here with us today. For us, it means a lot. It means that, they have recognized the work that our school has been doing in that regard. We have our very own apiary that we manage here at school, and they have been very instrumental in partnering with us and giving us the technical advice, technical training that we need. So for us to have this occasion on our campus, it means a lot to us. It gives us that motivation that we need to continue moving vocational technical education forward, especially the field of agriculture, which is one of the backbones of our country.
I know your school recently received a donation from the ministry for the apiary that you all run. So in relation to your students, I don't know if you prepared them for today's symposium or how this is going to add in value to their already ongoing course.
Yes, well, the person that has been instrumental in that area is Ms. Reina Zavala. She has been working arduously with the students. On a day-to-day basis, there are groups of students that, put on their gear and go into the apiary. And so with the donations that we receive from the Ministry of Agriculture, it gives us more facility to work with a larger number of our students and get them engaged in what is honey production. And so we're very grateful for that.
While the event attracted some 400 persons, it was no easy task to organize as it involved a lot of logistics.
It has been a challenge. I can say that it is the first time I tried to work something like this at this level. But with the solid team that we had, we managed to get through. We had people from the Ministry of Agriculture. We had people from Cooperative Department in the committee, and we also had people from the Centro Escolar de Mexico Junior College. So we had a very solid team where each one had a responsibility to do, so the weight doesn't fall on only one. But we managed to do, and then successfully we have a very shiny day today.
And no rain so far yet, but what I want to ask you too is about who chose the topics of presentation today, and why is it that those specific topics were chosen to be presented today at Centro?
We tried to target or to speak on the topics that we are promoting, or what we want the beekeepers to get engaged with for a better production and sustainability, and for beekeeping to be an income generating activity rather than just a hobby. I can attest that the whole country is here. We managed to bring a bus from Toledo, Stan Creek, Benque, Belize District, Corozal District. We managed to have them all here, and I can see the commitment they have because we have been with them. The Ministry of Agriculture has been committed in training and facilitating the know-how and trying to have the beekeepers be profitable of what they're doing. And we can see the return. Like I can say what you plant, you will harvest. So I can say that I'm harvesting today because most of the beekeepers, or I can say I know most of them because I have been with them.
The symposium ended today at 4 p.m. The ministry has pledged to carry out the event annually. Today's National Beekeeping Symposium was celebrated under the theme Building a Climate Smart and Resilient Apiculture Subsector in Belize. With the honey industry battling climate change, National Honey and Beekeeping Coordinator Miguel Huertas says it is pivotal for beekeepers to produce their honey and its derived products in an environmental and sustainable manner, which is why today's event also included a booth competition.
If you can see, we have booths, right? And the products. We have been doing trainings across the country on products, and we recently had Mexicans here having training as well. So we can see the outcome of all of those trainings bearing fruits. I think the donors were very generous because they know the importance and they know that it is an income generating activity for them. So we had a conversation and then we agreed on a sum for 3 prizes, in which the first prize is $1,000, the second prize is $700, and the third prize is $300. The objective of the winning, or for them to receive cash prizes, is for them to improve or to work more on their products and their beekeeping activities. We recommend for them to invest that money on their beekeeping activity, rather purchasing more equipments, or purchasing packaging and labeling, but that is the objective. We preferred cash prizes rather than any other prizes. The committee and the Ministry of Agriculture is thankful and grateful for their commitment. I know we planned with time and everything was set on time. So we are thankful and grateful once again for what they have contributed. We plan the event, and without them it wouldn't happen.
While we visited all booths, we spoke to a member of the CMJC team and a beekeeper who traveled all the way from Camalote in the west to be part of the symposium.
Our product we have raw honey and honey mixed with comb, and we have a local product named Hohole instead of using sugar, we use honey. Also, we have some soap made of honey and other sources. Working in the beekeeping area, it is fun and exciting, but you have to be brave, such as getting these things. And it is a wonderful thing to study because you learn about how nature occurs and how What is the key role they play?
It was just a drop of seed from God that asked me to go into beekeeping. I didn't know anything about beekeeping. Since I've been in it, which is a year now that Farm to Perfection is going, we have improved a lot on byproducts from the hive. We have realized that the beehive is not just about honey. Our latest product is wood butter. We have several products that we work with from the wax as well as from honey. We do face scrub, lip balm, antique wax polish, which is for your shoes, for your furniture, for your leather bags. We have numerous other products, but the whole idea of Farm to Perfection is to show Belize that the beehive is not just about honey. We can create much more. And I'm asking women to join. As tiring as this business is, because you have to lift a lot, but we are the best creators. We innovate, and that is what will help you to move forward in this business.
And you came all the way from Kamalote to the northern part of the country for this symposium. What does this symposium mean for you?
Well, actually, I came this way with the help of Central Farm, so I have to acknowledge them on that. This symposium, this is my first, but it has given me the opportunity to be able to display what we have made, and this is an encouragement to other beekeepers. It's also allowing me to network countrywide rather than just for the Cayo district.
The boot competition was won by Farm to Perfection, who walked away with $1,000 in cash. Second place was secured by Esquivel and Sons, taking home $700 in cash. And placing in third for a prize of $300 was the Orange Walk Beekeepers Cooperative Society Limited. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, December 1st, here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at CTV3BelizeNews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.